about his career and first-time speech. Tony? And it's 4 to 6 minutes.
Who's my reading?
Let's have a hand for that.
Okay. Today, the objectives for Tony's presentation today, which is the icebreaker presentation.
Okay, I was nervous before I got up here.
Sorry, my apologies.
Wait, the pom-poms are coming.
Yeah. For your first speech, you will introduce yourself to your fellow club members and give them some information about your background, your interests, and your ambitions. Practice giving your speech to friends and family and strive to make eye contact with some of your audience. You may use notes during your speech if you like. And
I can't use notes now. I can use notes.
Read the agenda.
yeah, and the objectives are to begin speaking for an audience, to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention.
Thanks, George. Hi, everybody. My name is Pettinari. And what George read is really what my speech is going to sort of be about. We'll talk about my career here at the New York Life, some of the speeches I gave in the past. I've been here, I believe it's 28 years this month. It'll be coming up relatively soon, my anniversary. I started here in Clinton, New Jersey, started working on the CTP administration system, which is a system that was built back in the 70s and is still obviously in place today. From there, I kind of worked my way into different aspects of the administration system. I got into the calculations area. I moved on to some like loan processing, dividend processing, and then I was fortunate enough to move across to some new business processing within policy writing and print policy, and I kind of went back over into the calculations world. I got to work on what I thought was a fantastic project, which is called the Modified Endowment Project, which was a new regulation that just came out in the insurance industry that was going to start taxing the policy if you put too much money on a life insurance policy. I was lucky enough to work on that effort, which just taught me tremendous amounts about life insurance policies in general. After that project was completed, I went back to the calculations team, and I really didn't have a whole heck of a lot of work. So I kept going to my manager saying, can you give me something? Can you give me something to do? And my manager just kept saying, yeah, we'll get you something, we'll get you something. In the meantime, just keep yourself busy. So I cleaned my desk up for a little while and did other miscellaneous things to just keep me busy. But after a month of doing nothing, you go crazy for 8 hours a day of sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So I started talking to my coworkers, some other managers, and I was lucky enough to find somebody who was over busy, and I started doing work for them on the side. That became a full-time job, and then her manager recognized the work that we were doing, recognized that I was doing the work there, and actually pulled me onto her, where I started to work on what we eventually taking a variable universal life environment and bringing it in-house to New York Life. Variable universal life and variable annuities, they were outsourced to a third-party vendor. They were doing the servicing, they were doing the administration system, so we were going to bring that in-house and eventually started working on a project called CyberLife. CyberLife was from a third-party vendor, and it was the first time that I was able to actually leave Clinton, New Jersey. It was a transfer to the home office. I was able to meet different people, see different things, and I was able to work with vendors, and I actually got to attend my first vendor user conference. The second time I attended the user conference, I was asked to give a presentation. So I, pretty young still. So I gave my presentation, and I was up late the night before networking, and woke up a little bit late, but got my presentation. I got there, they called my name up, got there, walked up, looked at the board, made sure it was my presentation. Took a deep breath, got to the podium. That's what came out of the microphone. Backed up. I didn't know what happened. So what did I do? I went back again. So when you join Toastmasters, one of the things they tell you is not to go behind a podium and walk around. I don't think that was the reason why they said it, but it's one of the reasons I'm glad I did it. The presentation was heinous. But the question and answer process that followed it was outstanding. I muddled my way through the presentation. I stuttered, I hemmed, I hawed a lot. But people recognized it. It was a great community. Other people were out there just as nervous as I was. But the Q&A question was just fantastic. People were asking questions. I was able to answer them. I was able to talk on the fly, and that was just absolutely great. From there, I kind of moved along into some web-based applications. I got a little bit into the beneficiary application, which again, I always say, if you think about it, ironically, we're a life insurance company that's been in business for 160 years, and we had no place to store beneficiaries. Doesn't really make sense. So I was able to build the beneficiary system, then it worked over to an automated workflow application, which controls the work that comes in and out of the service center. And we're able to track the environment and track work coming in from all different mediums, able to expand and explode that up a little bit. Then I got into customer relationship management, where I work with the business, and be able to travel out to all the service centers, general offices, and try and get a good understanding and feel for the business. And now I'm working on a whole bunch of different various applications, everything from tax processing into self-service and virtual service center, into advanced market network, which is something that's brand new for me. So I just keep moving along and enjoying the work here in New York Life, and I've been lucky enough to move around from application to application. I've always been in application development, but I've still been able to learn new things across the various different departments, and I continue to try and do that. Thank you.
Well, that was great, Tony. You old pro. You sandbagger. Very good. Next, we have Shrey Sinha, who's going to give us also an icebreaker speech for 4 to 6 minutes. And it's the ESPN speech. Every sport provides a new beginning. Shrey?
Also, before Chris speaks,